Okay, this is the Finding Area Using Exponents worksheet. So this is the worksheet that you picked up today. I'm going to do the odds with you, and then after you watch this video, you're going to do the evens on your own. So let's look at number 1. Number 1 says find the area of each figure below. So remember, area of a rectangle, so area of a rectangle is equal to length times width. So this is our length and this is our width. So this becomes 7x cubed y to the 4th z times 5x squared y to the 4th z squared. So remember, when we are multiplying common bases, we add the exponents. So first let's look at the coefficients. We have 7 and 5. 7 times 5 is 35. Then we add all the coefficients of the same bases. So we have x to the 3rd plus x squared, which becomes x to the 5th, y to the 4th, and y to the 4th, which becomes y to the 8th, and z to the 1 power, and z squared becomes z to the 3rd power. So that's our answer. Okay, remember I'm doing the odds, so let's look at number 3. Number 3 is, again, we're finding the area, but this time we're finding the area of a triangle. Remember, the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. So our base and our height. So I have area is equal to 1/2 base, which is 7d to the 6th power, e to the 2nd power, and 4d to the 3rd power, e to the negative 2nd power. So then we're multiplying exponents, so we're going to add the exponents. So let's first look at our coefficients. We have 1/2, 7, and 4. So 7 times 4 is 28, and half of 28 is 14. Then let's look at our common bases. We have d to the 6 and d to the 3, which becomes d to the 9. Then we have e to the 2 and e to the negative 2. When we add 2 plus negative 2, we get 0. Remember, anything to the 0 power, so e to the 0 power, is 1, so it just cancels out. So this is our answer. Okay, let's look at 5. 5 is the area of a rectangle again. Remember, area of a rectangle is area equals length times width. So here's our length, here's our width. So we have 2a to the negative 3, b to the 5, times 4a squared, b to the 3. So first we're going to multiply our coefficients. 2 times 4 is 8. Then we add our exponents. A to the negative 3 plus a squared becomes a to the negative 1. Remember, if we have a negative exponent, it goes on the bottom. So a to the 1 power. And then we have b to the 5th and b to the 3rd. We add the exponents. That becomes b to the 8th. And since it's positive, it goes on the top. So that's our answer. Okay, let's look at number 7. Number 7, again, is the area of a triangle. Remember, area of a triangle is area equals to 1/2 base times height. Here's our base. Here's our height. This is area equals to 1/2 base, which is d to the 7th, e to the 10th, f to the 4, times height, d squared, e to the negative 3, f to the negative 6. So first we multiply the coefficients. So we have a 1/2, and then if we don't have any numbers in front, remember we assume it's 1. So here's a 1, and here's another 1. So we have 1/2 times 1, which is 1/2. Okay, now we add our exponents. So we have d to the 7 and d squared, which is d to the 9th, e to the 10 and e to the negative 3, which is e to the 7, f to the 4 and f to the negative 6, which is f to the negative 2, which means it goes on the bottom. That's our answer. This 1/2 right here technically can look like this. So let me rewrite this so it looks a little better. This should have been 1d to the 9th e to the 7th over 2f squared. See what I did is I took that bottom part of the 1/2 and I moved it to the bottom. So now it's down there. Then it just looks a little better. Okay, so that's the odds on that side. Now let's look at the odds over here. So we got 3 more to go through, and then you're going to do it on your own. So I have, now it says find the volume of each rectangular prism with the given dimensions. And it gives you the formula for volume. So volume equals length times width times height. So that means we're just multiplying length times width times height. So I have 3a squared b to the 3c times 2a cubed b squared c to the 4th times abc squared. So first I multiply all the coefficients. So I have 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. Then I add all my exponents. So I have a squared, a to the 3rd, a. So 2 plus 3 plus 1, a to the 6. Then I have b3, b2, and b. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Then I have C1, C4, and C2, which is C7. That's my answer. So on all of these, we're just plugging in the length, width, height, whatever it's asking for into our formula. And you notice a lot of them is just multiplying. We're just multiplying all these exponents together, which means we add the individual powers to each base. So let's look at number 11. Number 11 says, given the area, find the missing dimension. So remember that area is equal to length times width. So it says a rectangle has an area of this. So this is 12d to the 7, e to the 8, f to the 9 equals, and a width of this. So we don't know length. So L times 2d3 e8 f4. So in order to get this L right here all by itself, I'm going to have to divide both sides by that width. So that means it cancels over here, and then I'm left with this over here. So now we're doing a problem that's dividing. And remember, when we divide, we subtract the exponents. So let's first look at the coefficients. We have 12 divided by 2, which is 6 over 1. Let's keep it as a fraction. D to the 7th and D to the 3rd becomes D to the 4th, and it goes on top. E to the 8 and E to the 8 are the same on the top and the bottom, so they cancel. F to the 9 over F to the 4 is F to the 5, and since it's positive, they go on top. So this is our answer. This is the length. And let's look at one more. Last one, number 13, says a rectangle has an area of J8, K4, and a length, so equals J3, K3 times width. We don't know width. So in order to get width by itself, we have to divide by that length. So when I divide by that length, that cancels on this side, and I'm ended up with a division problem over here, which means I subtract the exponents. So since I don't have any coefficients, I can ignore that part. So let's look at the j's. So I have j to the 8th and j to the 3rd. That comes j to the 5th. It's positive, so it goes on top. And then k to the 4th over k to the 3rd, which just becomes k to the 1. It's positive, so it stays on top. Since I have nothing on the bottom, I can either leave it blank or I can put it over 1. So that's my answer, and this is the width. Now go ahead and try all the even ones on your own.